Yo, here we go. Fuck this. Hi, welcome. We made it. It is the last day of 2024, so as tradition goes, I'm filming my end of the year video. Yeah, the releases that I picked out of the collection, you know the rules, I hope by now. They have to be in collection in tactical form, either records, CD, cassette, whatever. In no particular order, I'm going to do 20 tapes, 20 records, and that will end the year. I was going to do, we're listening to this, Southern Spruce. Would have made the list. Weird Moons over Uppsala, but it's from, I think, 2023. It kind of just came in. It's here for, I guess, 2 weeks on Manifest of Hates. That is celebrating their 10 years, I guess, today or this year, so congrats to him. That's what we're listening to. My man, cheers. Thanks for all the good work. And too many more years. Yeah. I was going to do the back wall as, yeah, more older records that I was collecting or searching for this year, but I looked back to the last video and I had the wall with compilations and re-releases that came out that year, and I thought that's a good thing. I'll keep that going for now to keep it pure black metal, more than just an all-around video. So these behind me are all records that should have made the list, but yeah, are older records or compilations like the Tirgul demo on Medieval Prophecy, Baksaxa that just came in demo, the Rubrum, I mean, it's all here, it's all good. Gehenna there. Some of the records I still need to talk about in the next video, but that will come up when it comes up. That's it for the intro. Like I said, I'll do the tapes first, just like last year. I don't have too much time these days to really delve in. So I looked around, what was visible, what did I remember, what did I listen to, and I re-listened to some stuff also. So yeah, the first one to kick it off, Blood and Crescent should be in here. I always give them some kind of shit in videos. That's just because they're so expensive, and yeah, it's kind of stupid to keep harping on that, but yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, Arbor Promo 24, missed the full length, that should be in here. I'm not going to show every tape because I've showed them a lot, but it's those, you know, perfectly done tapes with the wraparounds self-made. So this is the first one, the promo. The sound, I think, for Arbor, for the entire Blood and Crescent, just talked about it, is for me personally now the more interesting sound, together with the Witch Sword, I guess. But yeah, that's the first one. Then, in the same vein a bit, is the Apothic Moon, the only black metal that Aske did this year, I think. Last year it was the Raven Realm, I think that's how it's called. I don't see it. But yeah, it's just a blank tape. It is a very dense, I think, a one-man project, but I'm not sure. There we go. Traditions should be upheld. All instruments and vocals by Crest. So yeah, one-man project. If you look at YouTube, and they were giving two examples of bands that it's reminiscent of. I have no idea what the bands are. Songs for Satan or Sounds for Satan or something. I don't know. But yeah, Apothic Moon. Yeah, Aske black metal, but yeah, very. I would say dissonant, but it's very straightforward in a sense, but still very interesting, like everything with Oscar, I guess. Then, Billy Rubin on CW Productions. This is also a recent output by them. These are older tracks, but re-recorded this year, so it kind of counts. They did the tracks for a live not Tiny Desk, that is douchey, but one of the, you know, live things on CW. Portland bands that I keep rapping a lot of good shit on there. Yeah, vocals, guitar, and drums. There you go, the full lineup. It's in the Iljarn Worship Punk Stomp that we kind of love. It will die down a bit for me because I am oversaturated with that, just like with the raw black metal. The punk stomp will die down a little bit here and there, but still. There's more stuff. This is the best horrible room thing to come out, I should say. It is a split. I don't know what it's called because it's in Russian, but it's the Dobarchuk from EU, white tape, with some of his tracks, but also really hard to read actually in a language I don't know. Then there's a new band, I think Band or Beard, something like that, and then there's Leshy with one track, one 10-minute track on here. Co-release between Horrible Room and New Era, and this one grabbed me. I think every new Leshy is something I want to be at, so yeah, this one, cool cover too. Loved it. Then, one that I spoke highly of when it came out, Pamurak, with their self-titled 2-track demo, intro, outro, and then love this thing. It's just the 2-tracker. It's the Niazni people that do a new project in the kind of in the same vein, but sort of something different. So yeah, there you go. This is starting to disappear, so if you want to grab it, I think now is the time. Medieval Prophecy will show back up, I guess. Then, one that I haven't listened to too much, but what I heard the first time was, great. The song Ramskap, and this Sortilija with Sorceress Communion, the Canadian 2-piece male-female project. This was a surprise of the year for me, actually. Came out of nowhere, and when Ramskap announced it, I didn't believe it was Sortilija as I knew it, but they were back from the grave. Koldovstvo and Tenebrus Invoker on drums and keyboards. 3-tracker, and it is ritualistic Canadian black metal. Hope they play live again. I saw them one time, I think, in Magazine Katjan, which was an insane experience on one of those candlelit nights. But yeah, good to have them back for this year. Then, one that can't be remiss of these lists. This is a split between Diabolical Full Moon and Nikator, Through the Cold Caves, I think, and Forests of Death. There you go. On guest side and Total War. New Leshy tracks on here. I don't know too much about Nikator. It is a double J card. This is the Leshy side or the Diabolical Full Moon, Nightmare Funeral Boozum the Nikator. There you go. Polish black metal, and yeah, if you don't know by now, I kind of am in love with the sounds that he produces. Just Poland worship or VLS worship done to a T. Then from England on Unmatched Dominance, I'm holding it upright. Yes, this is Cat's turn with their the Torchbearer Fates. That is the last track of this tape. Love it. It is partly because I met the guys in London at Live After Death that I extra love it, because it's kind of a straightforward. It has the guitar player is kind of the MVP in this. The vocals are very deeply in the mix. I would say Black Sleeves deep, coming from Hounds Deep, out of the pit. But yeah, they are worth it. What this does is it's a very slow starter for me. I think 1 and 2 tracks kind of threw me off balance, and then when it hits the 4th and 5th, it just bursts loose. I think the open hi-hat constant doesn't help to get into it, but yeah, love the rest of the tape. 119, I think limited to 200, I'm not sure, on Unmatched Dominance. There you go. English, Pagan, Victorious, Black. There you go. Their second output. I think the first full length, because the first thing was considered a EP. Then, this one is a bit hard to read. Technics Pagana. I think maybe the only tape on... No, that's a lie. One of the only tapes from the Hutchin Pit. It's getting a bit harder to come around these tapes because they are now sold through different vendors, not straight from him, but this was from the last drop I actually got from the pit itself. The first track is called Forest Skinhead, yeah, and that's kind of how I described it. It is yeah, it's Oi music, but it's from Forest Oi. It has hand claps, it has weird keyboards, patterns going through it. It takes kind of the piss out of itself, I think, but in a very serious and good way. Like with artwork like this, cabins deep within the forest with the Christmas tree. So yeah, this was one of the most interesting tapes to come out of that label or that team. It's not a label. But yeah, it's still interesting what they are doing. Yeah. Lyrics, and then there is the big foul sermon of the crooked rag. There you go, with another weird character there. There you go. Love this tape. Glad to got it from him. Ash, cheers, my man. There we go. We are staying in the same region. A project that has been growing on me ever since I knew it. It's Rune Boy, and I just pulled a few things. It's the We've Already Won CDR. I think that's the first time a CD pops up. We've Already Won a new support. There you go. I should do a video on Rune Boy itself, but that was the plan with an interview. These are the tapes, or some of the tapes. This is Oi from the B-Roads, a very good one, and this one is They Hate You But You're Free, which got sent to me by a guy from Spain, which I'm still very tainted of. These are both on Aske. That's why I say the Hutch and Pit doesn't show up, but Ruin Boy is the amalgamation of Hutch and Pit, Aske, and everybody that wants to contribute. So yeah, interesting to say the least, and interesting to see what will come out, because I think in the last Hutch and Pit drop there was another Ruin Boy, so they are going. Then two tapes from Torture Palace. I'm not going to say pick either one because they're all good. This is the Onyx Blade and then the Noctis Bellum. This is the label and the project around Bereft Raven. I'm not sure what his moniker is when he is solo, but yeah, both limited to 100, and I'm kind of lucky to get these because these don't pop up on our side of the pond. This is Noctis Bellum, one of those troops that does black metal with a lot of reverence for the ancient scenes, the Norwegian, the Finnish, the Scandinavian scenes, mostly I think. The Grandiose Night Sky Requiem, yeah, it's all done by hand, all cut by hand. Angel Destruction from Ravenwing. There he is. That was what I was looking for. I don't have the Bereft Raven LP. I think that is somewhere stuck in America for me, but I'll do my best to get this because, or to get that because it was one of the best ancient looking things I've ever seen, or this year. This is the Onyx Blades, more of a full band. I'm not sure if he is in here within the Wake of Ashes demo 24. There you go. Here are the, yes, he is also in here. Angel Destruction, Einhert, I think, and Cerebrus. Like I said, all handmade, hand cut. It's USBM, but it is with a reverence to, a very big reverence to European black. Yeah, love how they look. Very classic. Then one that got sent to me by the artist himself. I think it's pronounced Zurgr, Z-U-R-G-R, with True Dungeons Deep. This is a self-made, self-dubbed or home-dubbed demo on a nice BASF tape. This is an Italian one-man project. I'm kind of blanking on his name right now. This was originally limited to 50. Now I think there is a more official one. There you go. Morning Spirit Whispers has been recorded. Yeah, cover art by Zurich. So I think that's what he goes by. It is basically Burzen worship, especially in the voice. You can hear it very. But I think when I first heard it, it came up on YouTube. I think it took me by surprise how good it was. Not because it's from Italy, but yeah, check it out, Zurger. Love it. Then the two tapes that practically came in last are the Zombie Dance 1 and 2, and it's hard to read because it's once again that kind of font. But I'll show this one first. Favorite records of the year. I can't even read it. I'll try. No, it's unbelievable. Necromantica, Eritrea Negra, something like that. But yeah, it's insane how some of the logos are, even for me, unreadable. This is kind of that more the Beherit sound, I should say, but it's more. It has Brazilian influences, but it's in that vein. You should seek for it. The Forbidden Temple, that dusty, noisy stuff like that. Necromantica Eritrea Negra, something like that. The first demo. Yeah, Regeria. If it's Zombie Dance, you know the sound will catch on over here. One-man projects, black metal. These are tapes that that haven't been around late or a long time, but that instantly sound-wise grabbed me. This is Hostis Mundi by oh Jesus Christ. The tapes A Blood Offer, a band from Poland. I'm not sure, there's no info on none of these, so that's why I'm stumbling and bumbling a bit on these. It's a Polish band, but I'm not sure if it's a one-man project or, you know, recorded somewhere in Poland. You know, vocals recorded in Crypt. Thanks the Rats and Worms for the company. Logo and artwork by P. Morbid obscure metal. It is for Polish metal, rather straightforward affair. There's not that much synth or blemishes, or, you know, it's not pretty in any way. So yeah, two interesting tapes from Zombie Dance, dropped late in the year, but still worth checking out. There you go. Then we are into the last 5. This is the first one, and this is called Absolutus with Entfremdung. There you go. This is on Rampart Immortel. This is actually, apart from the Southern Spruce, my only cheat, because this came out December 31 last year. So yeah, it counts. Why this is in here, because it's one of the tapes that has a weird memory for me. We were camping out in the forest. I was listening to this on headphones, and I was under the impression that I saw an aurora borealis in the sky, but I was in Belgium, so it wasn't possible. So I put it on this tape. Turns out it was aurora borealis, the outskirts you could see that night. So it was kind of a special, and it always stuck with me. Now, sound-wise, this is a band that has quite a few releases. It was unknown to me, and it's because of the Rampart Immortel tag that I even know them. Sound-wise, it's very slow, low-paced, but still a full barrage sound. You have to hear it because it's hard to explain. It kind of reminds me of Bloed aus Nord in some ways, but it's more psychotic, or yeah, it has a very eerie atmosphere. But yeah, there you go. Absolutus, Belgian band. Lyrics in German, in French, or the titles are German and French. Yeah. Then Grundhirde with spellbinding mysticism, Skiunda Genga from Nitstang, one of his projects. I talked a lot about Geheimnisvoll, but this is an even better project in my opinion. I don't know why they are both, or they are equal as good, but I still give the edge to this one just because it's such a good project. It just keeps producing. This is from the beginning of the year. He has a new one coming out. So yeah, there's nothing much to say. It is just a bloody map of the vampiric immortal's journey under an undying moon. I love it. There's not much projects that this guy does that I don't like. It's usually French inspired. I think Geheimnisvoll is a bit more French scene inspired, but yeah, this one, check it out. On vinyl too, but I just have the tape for now. Then, I guess the top 3. This is Star Temple, once again on New Era and Horrible Room. Not the punk stomp you would expect. Gold tape, gold case, and Star Temple is one of those bands from Russia, or from the horrible room vicinity that does Blazebird Hall worship, especially Brownie Cult, really shines through here. White on the inside, nothing too big. But yeah, very nice looking tape, very good sounding tape, and this has been on a lot of year-end lists, and deservedly so. Also, these two came out at the same time on vinyl, on Obscurant Visions, I think, but alas, they are not to be found. This is the last tape that came in, and maybe the second one in my list of tapes, and this is Necromantic Worship. Showed it in the last video, but I heard it now. It has, like it says, 2 promo tracks on here. Can I read it? The Tempering of Krevos, I think, or Krevos, and Into the Haunted Crypt are 2 classic Necromantic Worship tracks that just continue what they were doing, in the past with the 2 demos. And these are tracks that will be popping up on the full length. The other ones, the Walpurgisnacht and Cthulhu, something else, for Tangu, I think, are 2 demo tracks that won't be showing up on the records. The first one is a bit of more of an ambient structure where things are building up, or put up like a capstock, I don't know, a coat hanger where things will be building up. But since it's just a demo, I'm not sure where they are going with it. The other one, the Cthulhu Worship, is a track that is a bit weird for them, in the sense that they maybe were trying something new, I don't know, but they have high-pitched vocals all of a sudden in the bridge of the song, or the refrain. I'm not sure how music works, but yeah, it's a weird track. The cult is still alive, it's what's been called out here, but yeah, it's just, I think they were playing around in the studio maybe like that with a new member, and they wrote 2 tracks, but this is definitely the best promo to come out. The new tracks are insanely good. And then maybe my tape of the year, I'm not sure, there is no number 1 here, also for the vinyl there is no number 1, but yeah. Spirit of War, Eden 8 Holocaust. This would be on vinyl if it was out, but it's for now only on tape through Majesty of War Productions. This is a French band with members of Gestapo 666, of Elitisme and Signor Volant Live members, and it is a big J card, a 5-tracker with, yeah, they're all people or personnel from the Toulon scene, so the French is always there. It is a very romantic French affair, in the sense that the first 2 tracks definitely, it does something weird. Like, I don't know if it's an extra acoustic guitar or just the cymbals that give off this very fluttering romantic vibe. But once you get into track 3, the where is it? Le Sacre de Judas d'Iscariot, that's when it really breaks loose and gives you that more hateful French sound. It becomes a bit more burly, but yeah, it's a very good. If this is the demo, I'm very looking forward to a full length. So, Spirit of War, pure French Toulon Concilium worship with live members, so they know how to play it. That is part 1, quicker than I thought. Yeah, the info is all in the videos from last year, so if you need anything more info-wise of where to get it, if it's still available, I'll help you out. But that's it, part 1 in the bag. Yes, part 2. I'm rushing this a bit because we are expected somewhere in an hour. Yeah, it's always where to find time. I hope in the ensuing years, because I'm rethinking the channel a bit, there's not much options for me to go to, but we'll see what happens. We are, like I said, listening to Eden A Holocaust by Spirit of War. Tape is a bit murky if you're used to the digital, but oh well, it's a tape. I want to put a shine on this. The Osculum Infam box, they are behind me here, but this is I think the best re-release or documentary release that has been put out this year, so it deserves a bit of extra attention. This is the test press huge box set, but I emptied it out. Behind me, there's one. That's it. Let's start off with a 7-inch, a double 7-inch, La Clef de Magie Noire, or a gatefold 7-inch. One of the bands that I discovered through Medieval Prophecy and Zombie Dance. Once again, pardon for the tapes. those names and those logos. But yeah, those two labels brought me Necromantical Invocation. There are 2 tracks on here. Yeah, chapter 1, La Clef de Magie Noire, and chapter 2 is The Hideous Mystery of Vampiric Wanderings. There are going to be 2 categories, or you have the French influenced or the Franco-Finnish influenced stuff, and you have the Greek influenced stuff, the more Beherit-esque sounds. This is of that ilk, the more Greek sound, as you can see by the artwork and maybe what it's called. But yeah, very good 7-inch. I love the tape. It seems, researching this again, it seems that they have a vinyl release for the tape too on, I think, an Italian label, but I'm not sure. Very well produced. I could have picked one of 3 out of the drop. Zombie Dance It. There are 2 more 7-inches from that drop. But yeah, this one took the cake for me just because I knew the band already, and it looks amazing. Who does this? Who does a gatefold 7-inch? But Zombie Dance, just for the love. And yes, it's always the same labels popping up, but hey, it's the best around. There you go. That's the first one, kicking things off. Then, one that I didn't see on too many end of years lists, I think because a lot of people forgot it maybe, because it was early in the year, but it is the Mutilation with Black Metal Cult. Just to, okay, there are some cringy things like the title, there are some lyrics on here that are a bit cringe, but what is not cringe within black metal, so forgive them. Why it's on here is because it's leagues better than I expected it to be. It is production-wise a bit better than what we used from Mutilation. It is a fully fleshed, full-length or comeback records by Cum and Minok on the back. And yeah, I still dig it. It's not the best, not their best, but it can be their best because they have so much classic material that it's impossible to be their best record. But still, think deserves a mention or a spot just because of what it is. That alone. Then a 1, 2, 3 actually. And I'll build it up like this. This was first not going to be in here. I thoroughly enjoyed the record. I haven't spoken about it. Absolute Elsewhere from Blood Incantation. This is on every end of the year list. I just mentioned it because my 2 other ones are in the trilogy of Denver, Colorado bands. I like it. I like what they're doing. It's, if you are a pure death metal guy, you won't like it because it has a lot of German synths influences in here that mix together with the death metal. They finally had the balls to do the mix and not just do a death metal record to a. It's been done in previous, but now it's 50-50 on the entire thing. What I don't like about this is that they put their influences maybe a bit too much in here. Like there's a part that is just a Pink Floyd cover on here. So yeah, I enjoy it, but I'm not sure what the idea was behind, just putting covers in there. What I do like, and this is a 1-2 for me, is the Spectral Voice with Sparkakmos. Once again, a hard title to read. And then this one, the Black Curse, which is not long in my possession, but has been spinning, Burning in Celestial Poison. A bit more burly record, this one. It is both Death Doom. I think this one is a bit more fouler than the Black Curse, if that is possible, but I have heard the Sperikakmos, or whatever you want to call it, a bit more. I just love Spectral Voice. Everything they will do, I think, we'll see, is going to be enjoyed over here. But yeah, Black Curse definitely deserves a spot. It is the drummer for Spectral Voice with Primitive Man folk in here, so yeah, very worked out records. This is on Sepulchral Voice Records. They did the booklets, but I talked about this one. This one is on, I think, was it the Danish folk? I'm not sure where this came out. It's been a long time. Oh no, Dark Descent, Colorado. Yeah. So yeah, Spectral Voice, Jeff Barrett, Ely Wendler, Morris Kolonski, and Paul Riedel. There you go. Everybody is talking about the Blood Incantation because of how adventurous it is, I guess, but I still give the edge to Spectral Voice just because how foul it still sounds. Yeah, I love the artwork, love the records, and there's not too much death metal in here, so that too counts as that. Then, two that are from Belgian soil. The first one is Witchfucker. Not really my cup of tea normally, sound mixed wise, but yeah, this took me by surprise. It is on Pankraker Records from Peter Pankraker, Peter Pan. Showed this one before too. This is a duo. I think they are a Dutch or Belgian. I'm not sure which side of the border they add, but it's that trash. So it adds that blackened trash, but it's done really good, and it has that foul sound smeared over it. That it's not just trash with black influences. It's really that dirty black trash. The logo, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's Witchfucker. Then the most fun record in here, except for Blood Incantation, I think, is the Conifère with L'Emploi du Sang on Phantom Lure. Canadian, I think Quebec, I'm not sure. Canadian records, very fun, very well played. Live, it seems they are very good. I haven't seen them, but yeah, one of those records that I discovered on a camping trip. It was played loudly enough to catch my ear, and then I just, there you go. Fun records. It's been repressed if you want to have that. Jurgen, Peter, cheers. What a year for you guys. Keep it up. Then we are not almost through, but one that couldn't be left out. This is Fair with the Stilte van God. Fair. Talked about the scene, or that piece of the Dutch scene, in the last video. This is on Tour de Garde, I think the first full length for Fair after a bunch of demos, EPs, and splits. A very personal record, I think, for Spectre, one that he's been working towards with all the projects with Blood Tyrant, with everything he has up until now. He is now even part of the Botulistum live setting as Oerenzon, which is one of the best monikers ever, but yeah. Zelfschisma, maan boven de eiken, laatste licht, offer, silhouet des doods, morgenster en ondergang. A very good, yeah, just a very good record. It goes all over the place tempo-wise, it's well played, there's the right personnel on here, and yeah, I dig it. Need to listen to it again and again and again, because it's been a while. It came out very early in the year, but still in love with it, still in love with that part of Holland. The Skiegerij. I'm not going to get that in, but yeah, that's really good. Then, one that I picked up very early in the year. This is Movitium, or multivitamin, as if you've been around long enough. I am not sure what it's called. It's one of those titles in Swedish, Iskogens Karet Dunkel? Iskogens Karga Dunkel, something like that. It is Zwarte Dautus. Now that Ancient Records is defunct, or as good as defunct, he is pulling from the library to see what still has been left around, because this is a record that was recorded. I don't think it's on here now. No, but I think as early as 2011, 2013, something like that. So older tracks that got dug up, and then LC from Haksanu does Slagwerk, and then Zwarte Dautus on sound, guitar, bass und synth. Yeah, Hans Kools from Oerheks does some acoustic guitar on here. It's once Ancient got pulled from us, it's cool to see some pop up here and there, and it's a sound that is missed, I guess, because there was a time where we took it for granted. Yeah, I'm not going to show you the title. On Medieval Prophecy, yeah, classic. It's not snowing. I think there's one spot of snow, but yeah, classic material. They started as a more dungeon synth ambient project, and then gradually the black metal took over. Then Nightburn by Elemental. This is on Final Agony, and this is Atfar, I think, from Keres, Circle of Ouroboros, you name it. I put this in just because it's a very good record, in the sense that when you first hear it, you're kind of, or I was kind of disappointed about how simple it was. knowing his work in Keres, which is also kind of, I'm not saying it's simple, but still, but with if you're into the chaos world that is Circle of Ouroboros, it's called Elemental, and it's just that it harkens back to the kind of elements of the first wave of black metal, Tormentor, maybe some Celtic Frost in here, just that really basic stomp, Ildjarn-esque, but it's more denser or more burlier, or it's more flesh on it. But it's just that the feedback start stop really gives it a live set feeling, or a blade in the room played live set. So yeah, some black metal from the main guy behind, or one of the main guys from Circle of Ouroboros. And this is the first full length after a lot of years, 2 demos on what's the label, Kumpanvelus, I think. Then, speaking about the Dutch scene, Dempsey Vault with this Afgrondstocht. Same could be said by Fur as it is by this. For Spectre, that's a very personal record, I think. For Dempsey Vault, this is a very personal record, The Baron. It's his first full length, if I'm not mistaken. There are a lot of EPs, once again, a lot of this, a lot of that, but yeah, there we go. A very mid-paced, looking back to especially Norwegian, because he is Ildjarn fan, or in that vein of Norwegian, but it's not. This is not Ildjarn worship. It's more Needstock side, or the Havigan Visa, or what's it called, but also not that sound. It is that, not Ildjarn, but the more ambient stuff, but then pulled back into black metal, and then you have like Forgotten Woods, something like that. You know, more unknown, or the more B-layer of bands, not the most well-known bands. That's where you should look for this. Very into the forest, into the forest of the mind, stuff like that. It's hard to describe. There's a flyer. And Schaduwzijde, who does incredible pictures. Also, his pictures coming out for the Back Alley Festival are insane. Yeah, I kind of regret not meeting him at the fest, but hey, you can't meet everything. And I think he stayed in the shadow side, if you know what I mean. But to that scene, cheers. What a year for you guys. There we go. Then, speaking about the Ancient Records sounds, and we're blasting through, I know, but you know, the beers are waiting. This is Turnen, I think, something like that. These are newer records, and as you know, Swedish is not my forte. I hope you've been around long enough. Yeah, Turnen with Under Corpus Wisdom. Yeah, there you go. It is an Ancient Records record. It sounds just like an Ancient Records record, but it has that more burly sound that Alex Poole puts into the mix. I'm not sure if Saftadautus is on here. He's probably in here. I think it's him, I'm not sure, but it's an Ancient Records. It is a very good one. Starts with the crows on the cover, open up the records. It's a nice pull for Medieval Prophecy too. It's not the first thing they did the movie tune, but still, I kind of love this. I think there are some people I talk to that don't really love it, or that I'm not sure why they don't actually want it. And it's weird that he doesn't want it as well. I think this is a great pull, and if you're looking for records that are harping back to the Ancient Records sounds, it's only been 2 years. I think this is a good one to get into. Turnen, I've seen it. It's still in distros here and there, but not for a while. Then, my most listened to record of especially the last months is this one, and this is Regnum Tenebrarum and Hertogenwald with Sinister Fanje. I bumbled and stumbled my way through an explanation in, I think, the last or the previous video, but there you go, a great split. Yeah, heralding the Hoge Vene, or honoring the Hoge Vene. This is a combo picture of the two bands, and yeah, they do a phenomenal split. The Regnum Tenebrarum is just a continuation of their Légion Noire sound. It's good. It has those French vocals. It has that, I don't know what language that is, but he does these declaring vocals in, I think, some Eastern European accent or language, I'm not sure. Hertogenwald is, with every listen, it just grows and grows and grows on me. It's, when you first hear it, it's easy to, you know, put it away as just a racket, but it's Nachtwind and Isengrim coming together, and then everyone who is involved has their say, and it's a lot. Everyone has their say, and it's 3 or 4 people that, you know, need to have their voice heard or their instruments heard, but it kind of works in the end. Yeah, here is the lyric sheet. And there you go. Supports these kind of bands because they are very, very worth it. Let's see, we are into the last 4 already. Wow, under an hour. Nice. Let's have a drink and calm down a bit because we are rushing, and we are into the last track, a funeral dirge for the Spirit of War. This one came out, I think, a few months ago, and I was hoping that they would show up on Life After Death. This is Necrosoft with Don't Test the Unmaker's Patience. This is Corrupsant people, or people that are leaning into Corrupsant. These are actually people that are into Gabstok and I think a few others, but it's becoming unclear to me who is in what. Came out on Crypt of the Wizard, and this is basically, if to do it short, it's like if Gabstok was really big fans of the Prodigy, for example. There are, like, when Blood Incantation takes a Pink Floyd song and just puts it on their record, they just do Prodigy and they put it on their record. It's not as blatant as that, but a very good, a very fun record, and yeah, worth your time. And there you go. It's not in a lot of distros. It was in, I'm blanking on where I got it, but yeah, this is the purple variant. I haven't talked about this one either because it came in like last week, but I've been listening to it digitally over and over and over. Even Bandcamp shows me broken hearts when I don't buy the digital, but you know, no digital here. But yeah, Necrosoft, very good. In the same vein, and between that and Gabstok is Rich Bin Sister Bon, I think. Smoke your last joint, or have your last, I don't know, soul, something like that. It's hard to translate. This came out for, I think, Life After Death, but I'm not sure. I think it is because it has the Fuck Off in Hell tags. And this was the first one in the line of the Crypt of the Wizard 100 records. And I'm going to show this one because this was one of my favorite live sets. It's just a black cover pasted on, and then there's a Crypt sticker on there. Yeah, they also played Life After Death, of course. The flyer is still in here. We're going again because that lineup, Sweet Death is playing, crying out loud. Here are the guys. It is the even more psychonaut Gabstok, I would say. It's the vocals. The vocals are there. The Sons of the Diamond King. This is rehearsal for the Regicides by Erich Din Sitztebon. Yeah, hope to see them live one more time because god damn it, these guys can play. Like I said, this is the first in the Crypt of the Wizard 100 with the stamp going on there. But yeah, very good records. And yeah, once again, if you are not new to this channel, you know what I think about Corrupsant, what I think about it. There we go. There's been quite a bit around that scene, but just the splinter cell that is the Gabstok folk, just keep it alive. Then, down to the last 2. This is actually the last record that came in, and I was going to talk about it in the video, but I haven't gotten around to do it. This is the Exulsion of Evil, by Nachtlich, their third full length, I'm not sure. Why this came in so late is because it was hard to get it in Europe for a decent price. These records now go for 50 all of a sudden in some distros. I got it at Amorfati. They had it at a normal price, but it was lost. It got stolen from, I'm going to leave it up, I'll talk a bit louder. It got stolen from when the postman put just on the under the trash bin, which is appropriate. for this Canadian filth. But yeah, I had to battle some junkies at the local crack den to get it back, but it's finally here. It is not as catchy as their previous one, but I still like it. It is, the filth or the nastiness is turned up a bit on this one. If you hear the other Nakli, it kind of sounds poppy in some ways, or really audible, really listenable. That's gone here. It seems there are 5 members on the cover, so I'm not sure what happened there, but yeah, they're playing live now too. So a lot of magical spells here. Never forget the cults, and yeah, it is the continuation. I talked to UE a little bit this week on Instagram, and once again I said it to him. I had a really rough start with Nakli when the tapes were coming out on on Sinal X and on all those Portuguese records, but once it clicked, it definitely clicked. There we go. And then the last record, and we are done. This is Reger Sinister with Inside the Eye of the Horned Winds. Finnish Black Doom. The focus for me shifted drastically within this year, maybe last year, from raw black metal, scratchy, unlistenable filth to the more ancient sounding Black Doom, slowed down stuff, and this is a good example of this. This is a duo. I'll show the back because I love that demon. Heidi Kettunen, I think, does the artwork, and she is also the vocalist for the band. I'll read it here. Mid-bass and bass-driven underground black metal with the ancient feel of the classic Hellenic sound and early 90s Brazilian Black Doom. This album offers 7 morbid, melancholic songs from the darkest corners of hell for fans of Necromancia, Azradel, Varatron, Beherit, Early Samuel, and Xantotol. So yeah, this is the second to last one. I'll save the last one. There we go. I showed this one before. Love the inside. Beautiful, beautiful. This is Hail Conjurer and Malefic Eye, vocals, bass, guitar, keyboards, and Hail Conjurer is drums and guitar. There you go. Picture of both of them, and it's that sound. Perfect combination of their finished sounds together with the old school Brazilian stuff. I think the Brazilian stuff was present more in their demo material than on the new full length. But still, cheers. I had to cut once just to keep up tradition. We're listening to Reger Sinister. I was going crazy by For Spirit of War. My absolutely last record, and maybe like last year it was a Stangerriegel that showed up after Malakar after the Reger Sinister, which I was actually waiting for that record to come out, because it's her vocals, the way it crawls, the way it creeps, the way it dooms, it's insane. But there's one more, and it's on Zombie Dance, as is to be expected. There are no zines this year because it's a very light year for zines, but here we go. Number 1, Tenebrae Semitam Meam. I predicted it, I think, halfway the year. This is a Dead Doom opus. I think the Taufik's tagline was, "This could have been Samuel if they kept on worshipping him." A band from Southern America that had 2 releases, I think a demo and then a promo, that were very scratchy rehearsal material. I actually haven't heard the demo, but the jump they made from that promo that I showed, I think 2 or 3 updates ago, to this is insane. This is a 70-minute opus of someone worshipping Dead Doom that also goes, it's not just Doom, it goes fast here and there. The vocals are very Doom-esque, but very Dead Doom. There are shrieks on here, not shrieks, but there are, I think there's 2 vocalists or 1 very good vocalist, I'm not sure, but if you are buying 1 record out of this recommendation pile, make it this. A very magical, I don't know. There's a preview on here or on YouTube, yeah, on here for this record for 20 minutes, 2-tracker, but it has to be listened in full. I'm not saying I'm listening to it every time in full because 70 minutes, you have to have the time. But Jesus, this is yeah, this is my, I guess, #1 for this year. There you go. The absolutely great Spectral Moon with Tenebrae Semitam Meam. I'm not sure what it means, but it's glorious nonetheless. That's it. There's even a card in here with the moon. There you go. Mysteries Dom Satanas of Morbid Black Doom Metal. Yeah. True master on 6 tracks of the most inspired mid-tempo black metal in the direct inheritance of Samuel Sai, Dionysius the Black, and Bethlehem. There you go. That's nice. Tawfiq, what a year we had. Huh? Some great interviews. Thank you to all the people that talked to me, especially Tawfiq. That was a very fun one. Black Occult. Let's do it again soon. Very soon. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for everyone, or to everyone that watched the channel or is keeping this channel alive, actually, because it's, you know, I'm talking to myself in the end. So great to see some people still enjoying it and actually waiting for this one. So I'll finish here under the hour. What are the odds? And I'm going to celebrate with some friends the new year. And I guess that's it. I'll see you in 2025, another year filled with war, anguish, and pain, but also very good music, family, friends, gigs, beers, a lot of beers. Cheers. That's it. I'll see you next year. Bye. Peace.